everyone, and welcome again to the S.E.N.S.E podcast brought to you by AYGF. I am your favorite host, Caroline Godwin, and you remember that S.E.N.S.E means sustainability, education, nutrition, social justice, and environment. And this podcast covers everything around AYGF's thematic areas, which are public health, climate change, livelihood, education, migration, preventing and countering violence, extremism, and democratic governance. Today we are going to be talking about a very important issue that people do not like to talk about, and with me in the house today is my co-host, my handsome co-host, Mr. Ikenna, Madu.
Welcome guys, welcome to another episode. I'm really happy to be here with
I'm
you
wondering
guys.
why he's smiling when I said he's my co-host.
See,
I hope he's not
you
saying
said
Handsome co-host.
Handsome
So
co-host.
he's blushing.
Calm down, you're making me red. I'm
Are
fair
you
now.
serious? Okay, like I said before, thank you very much, Mr. Ikenna. I'm sorry. Like I said before, today on this show, we're going to be talking about a very important topic. We're going to actually be discussing skills acquisition in the face of Nigeria's economy. And I'm sure that you don't want me to give you an episode of what is happening in Nigeria today. I know that you don't want me to talk about the salary structure, even yourself, you're experiencing it. And so to dive us into this conversation, we have a beautiful, special guest. And she's going to be talking to us about skills acquisition.
Okay.
And her name is
Blushing now.
her name is S01E02. I hope I got it.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to this episode.
Welcome
Thank you
to
so
S.E.N.S.E
much.
podcast. It's an amazing time.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much.
I'm actually happy.
You're not welcoming.
You're also happy
see,
to be here.
As you see, I've been red since. I've been trying to keep my composure. You understand? This how we.
Please tell him that you're taking. Just tell him that.
It's a lie. Don't be the mouthpiece now.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss S01E02, for agreeing to be on the S.E.N.S.E podcast today. Like I mentioned to the viewer, we are going to be talking. You already know the topic: skills acquisition in the face of Nigeria's economy today. Would you mind giving us like an overview? What would you say skills acquisition is right now? We are speaking to the layman.
Okay.
What is skills acquisition, and let them just know about it.
Okay. Well, I would just say from my own opinion, skills acquisition is the process or ability to acquire skills.
Okay.
To gain more knowledge and also to be good at what you're doing. That's the skills which you have acquired. So when we talk about skills acquisition, most of the time people focus more on educational aspect of skills. Skills acquisition is not just mainly about education. It could be about handiwork.
Yes.
It could be about someone having the knowledge of doing something extraordinary. Yeah. So in current economy right now, people are moving mainly into gaining more skills, mainly into getting more knowledge about other side works or side hustles. Yeah, just to survive the current challenges that is being faced in the country right now. A lot of people are gaining more knowledge on should I say handiworks, like you can say plumbing, you can say shoemaking, tailoring, fashion design, and so on. We as human beings know that these are basic necessities in the world, and people can't stay without clothes, shelter, and
they would the extra mile
to purchase all this.
And it's very funny story. People say there's no money. I'm sorry that I had to They say there's no money. Well, is that this one? But you see everything.
But you see, there's
yesterday
money.
I made a very lovely text. You need to
Exactly.
and you know how much it cost me. So there's actually money in skills.
If you notice it, people are still building their houses.
People are still building.
People are still buying
making
cars.
Yeah.
People are still transporting themselves. There's no fault, but people are transporting themselves from one place to another.
The thing is that
these are very vital things that people cannot do.
the thing is that when it comes to skills, we need to just clarify. I know we've mentioned things about the type of skills you develop as you grow up. I mean, it has to be something that you are well acquainted with. It's not just something you just pick up and feel like, okay, I want to just make money out of it. you have to be sure you have to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
You need to know that, okay, I know what this entails. I am actually aware that, okay, this particular skill, it's more like a hobby, but you're going to use it for something more reasonable. Instead of just, okay, like my mom always say, it's not just about drawing or designing and keeping it in your locker or in your room. Show it out there that this is what you do.
Exactly.
So I mean, and that's what, if you notice, outside the country now, in other countries, most of the items we buy today are based off of someone's passion.
Yes, very true.
You're seeing iPhone, everybody's clamoring iPhone. How did Steve Jobs come about iPhone? Or how did he come about, not even the iPhone, how did he come about the Apple enterprise or franchise in the first place? Start from his garage. Same with Bill Gates and all that. You start from that passion and you drive it to an entrepreneurship business or something like that. So it matters that you're passionate about these things.
So we have just spoke about passion.
Yeah.
Aside passion, is there any other thing that can actually motivate somebody into a particular skill?
I would say number one, you say passion. Passion would just have to be number one. Then it's one thing to have passion about something, and it's another thing to have zeal, motivation.
Yes.
What is motivating you to do this? What's making you try to go into this particular thing?
That I love to sing.
Yes,
doesn't
mean
that
yes,
the
you want to do
environment is
it.
convenient for you.
Yeah, because another thing, which is another vital thing, is fun. You have the money.
You have the money
to
to
carry yourself to acquire this skill, like fund yourself to acquire these skills. This programming or coding that everyone is going into, I know it's very, very expensive. And way back in 2017, when I was in Lagos, I wanted to, because of then the whole coding and programming wasn't out there. It was new, and the way they described it then, I knew that it was something that I can do too. So I actually went to go and register, and they told me that it was 200 and something thousand naira as a then.
Wow.
But I don't know about right now.
The dollar rate.
Exactly.
Everybody's taking advantage of it
It's
now.
one thing to have a passion about it. It's another thing to have the fun to be able to, like, fun.
Do you know the funny thing now? Even just like she mentioned now, sometime 2015, 2010, 2014 and all that, all these things that had to do with tech, people didn't really dive into it at that point. Especially, okay, when even animation, I'm a big fan of animation. Like 2015, I remember when I told my parents that I wanted to study animation, I wanted to go into graphic design and all those things. My dream was, even if I could find a way to work with Disney itself. I remember all the movies that got me excited was Frozen and animation.
It's not late.
It's not just, you understand? All those things were there. And then the thing is that they weren't that expensive. Just like you mentioned, phones. But now you're seeing it everywhere. Everybody wants to do, they want to teach animation, they want to teach UI UX, they want to teach web design, they want to teach this. And well, the thing is, they are following their passion and they are making money out of it. You can see people are already making money out of it. So it's something I want to go into.
So people are making money out of their passion, but then when we talk about skills acquisition, like you just mentioned UXI, UI, UX, and all
UI, UX,
most of the people are just looking at these ones that have big names and look like they are so wealthy and they're forgetting the minor ones. So can you talk to people like, I think we should give them an advice. There are basic things that they can do, like cooking. Now we are watching Hilda Bassi, right? And that's cooking. That's something that everybody just feels, oh, I'm in the kitchen. It's just a normal, I must eat. Shoemaking. Let's just, I just feel like people should take their minds off a bit from all of these very classic ones and come back to things that they can afford.
I mean, there are people that are into shoemaking. I have a friend. He's into shoemaking. He does very beautiful shoes. I mean, as little as that, you can't believe the amount he gets from one particular shoe. So you know it means to make shoe from scratch with your hands, and you're selling male shoes for that matter. You see Chelsea boots and all those things.
I know people that are not just into shoemaking, bag making. This is our handbag, ladies' handbag, and they revamp it. You know, there are some ladies that, we do have bags that are worn out.
Yeah.
You just send it to this lady and she just make it again, she redesigns it and put it out there. You won't even recognize that this is that particular handbag or shoe that you used to have. So I would urge the government that they should go down to the roots. They should start with our children in the secondary school. If possible, there's a little child of 5 years old who makes cake online. She makes cake online.
I've seen kids that actually do music production too as well. There's a young child.
Nigerian,
the girls are Nigerian. I'm following her on Instagram. So people right now are not just focusing on when you're grown. People are focusing now on their kids, trying to train their kids. And if you notice, this is what's happening in China.
Yes.
They start
from now, from the little age,
and start taking them not just to learn the book
theory,
aspect, that's the education, but to learn skills. You see a little child of 2 years, playing a piano or all these their trumpet musical instruments and so on. So if we can adopt that in Nigeria, start from a little age. It must not necessarily be my male child must learn how to play football. No, you can also tell that your male child to your place of work. If you're doing a little like mechanic, car repair,
I've seen there's some skills that people feel like is gender based. I have a friend that does styling and he's a guy. His styling is
a girl that does shoemaking and does beautiful
crazy.
shoes.
So I mean, why am I even going too far? I mean, we have S01E here. You're into fashion design. I mean, come on, just tell us like a bit about how you move. I mean, I've seen your designs. They're very beautiful, very lovely. You need to get some. I have to recommend.
I think I'll think about it.
Thank you.
By now, I'll not be disappointed. But then she said something about the government. I think we're bringing this to a conclusion. I'd like to first start by applauding the government. I believe that they've been doing things lately in that regard. Even the NGOs, they've been doing a lot of sensitization and training. Because recently, I was privileged to attend one of the workshops by the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment, the Department of Productivity. They hosted it and they gathered youths from different places and they trained us on skills acquisition and how to be productive. And that's actually a good step, building this consciousness in them. And so when we talk about, I think we should at some point even appreciate them for the little efforts.
For the effort they make.
But then it still comes back to the youth. We're rounding up, it comes back to the youth, and as much as you learn, how much are you using it?
Not just youths.
Yeah, so today everybody's learning. We talk about curriculum. Let's bring the children, let's teach them. Are they learning? Are they even using what they are doing?
It's not just youths. I feel like parents as well. Because majority of us grew up in a society where parents are always like, is there a doctor, an engineer, or a pilot, or one of those things? We need to change that ideology.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, once they finish training them, for the ones who have money, you send them out. Meanwhile, there are things here that they can actually do and contribute to the economy of the society.
Well, we can say for our parents right now, a lot of us have woken up.
Yeah.
Because we grew up in that era of if you're not a doctor, you have to be a lawyer or an engineer. But right now, a lot of doctors that went to school to study medicine, most of them are selling hair. Other people,
jokes about it. It's true.
Some are making shoes and so on. So right now, they are training their kids on not just you have to be a doctor. No, my dear, if you're passionate in something, follow it and see it through. That is what most parents are doing. But we also encourage other parents that are more into the traditional way of you must do this particular course because I want you to do this particular course.
And that ideology has to change.
I have learned a lot from this show, and I believe that you also have learned from this show. Thank you very much, Miss S01E. Thank you so much, my handsome co-host Ikenna. I just to conclude by saying that as you're watching, don't just watch, don't just listen. Do what you heard. The governments that you're pointing at, the people that you're stretching your fingers at, they are doing their best. There are workshops everywhere. We have the social media. You can sit at home at the comfort of your home, sipping sipping a beautiful juice or even water like I'm sipping. right now, and you're learning something new, even if it means the ICT skills, UI, UX, like you
I mean,
mentioned,
YouTube
designing.
is one mine of
It's a
knowledge.
mine.
Yeah.
So
You can go there, is it
tutorial
jewelry sites?
videos,
Yes. Go
I mean,
learn something
research
new.
videos,
You're coming
learn
to the
something
NGO
new.
sector. You should know how to do program management. Learn all of these skills.
There are
And
always
they'll
skills
help
there to
you.
help you.
And don't just learn them for certificate acquiring. You're seeing Hilda Basi and you're congratulating her. She had a skill, and that skill drove her out. She had passion that pushes, she had motivation, people around her. You have a lot of this around you. Let's do something. He says in a mention there are a lot of beautiful things you can do: shoemaking, plumbing, and he also
Fashion.
mentioned a lot of them. So let's look at the things around us, the ones that are even easy to start. And you're talking about funds. There are organizations that are willing to fund
Yes,
these
exactly.
skills. So
Yes.
what are you doing? How do you get funds from it when you're not doing anything?
Yeah.
Learn a skill. Also learn how to write. That's the way you can actually put it into a proposal and learn how to pitch write. And then you sell yourself. So I believe that all that we have discussed today that you have heard, you are going to put them into implementation. You're not just going to wait for a white collar job to get 30,000, 40,000, 100,000, or even 200,000 at the end of the month. Do something. They call it an extra income, right? Do something,
Side hustle.
and then you make your money. I hope that as you're watching,
Alright, let me just end with this.
Okay.
In form of like encouraging our youths.
Yeah.
So Nigeria's economy should be one of your biggest motivation right now to step up and learn something. If not for anything, for the fact that you know that things as we are hoping for will change. It's not looking like it's going to change anytime soon. So if it's possible for you to wake up, push yourself to acquire some knowledge, push yourself to do one or two things that can help you, not just for yourself but for your own family, and also to provide other important needs that
Exactly.
you need, that is needed. So thank you so much, Caroline, for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for Ikenna.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Very, very big pleasure.
I should say, rather than thinking too much about that, learn something.
Even in the
Even if
Java,
you Java,
they are
you use
learning-
something.
Skill out and make the money from the Java. I
Yeah.
hope that as you're watching, you will click the like button and also go to subscribe. Our social media handles are really important. Please don't forget to like and share. And don't forget to read. We are building up exciting things for you on the next show. Please look out and be ready for the next show. See you next time. Once again, thank you very much, my
Thank
co-host.
you.
Thank you.
Mrs.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.